This is Erich from Alabama.
And I'm Gerry, and I'm at the wonder of it all, the Foxwoods Resort and Casino in Mashantucket, Connecticut. We want to welcome our listeners from the United States and around the world. It's another Sunday podcast. And hello from the great state of Connecticut. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing okay. Better than I deserve. Thank you.
Good. How are things over at the casino? You want anything?
I haven't done a whole lot of gambling as of yet. So I just got here, a couple hours ago. Checked into the hotel, sat down, and had a little lunch, watched the Bruins game on the TV, and then went downstairs and checked out a couple of things inside the casino. Dropped a couple of bucks in the machine, picked up a couple of bucks. Came back here to record a podcast. So after the show, I'm going to go down and try my luck and maybe sit at a card table and see if Lady Luck will shine on me today. This is the casino that I took you to when you visited in July, I think, of 2019.
Yeah, same one. That's where we had that huge meal with the buffet and everything.
That's right. Unfortunately, it's a great buffet. One of the better buffets, and I know buffet. One of the better buffets that I've been to. It's closed right now, due to COVID. But hopefully, they're looking to start reopening some things. I think they said around Memorial Day, so hopefully they will do that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So cool.
Yeah, interesting place. This casino.
I remember we ate there at that casino and just. I mean, man, it was a feast. They had everything you can imagine there. So, and then we went and played the slots for a little while, or the machines, and what was it? I think they still owe me like 53 cents that I never collected. I've got that ticket here somewhere.
Keep that as a souvenir. I'll tell you what, I'll drop the 53 cents in a slot machine for you today. and I'll send you whatever comes out. How's that?
There you go.
It's a little bit different now in this COVID world down here, but and so I haven't been here. I think that was probably the last time that I was here was with you, and it has changed a lot, and not just in the safety way with masks and things like that. They've since built this huge outlet store. Or stores, moved a bunch of machines around, and they've got a new entertainment center. There's a big theater here, so it's quite a complex. And this is a free advertisement for them, but they're not paying us to say this. It would be nice if they would sponsor us, but no, it's nice to get out and do a remote show from a location other than the four walls of my office bedroom studio.
Yeah, I bet you it's nice to get out too after being cooped up for a year.
Yeah, I've been over a year. I've been out. I mean, I've gone to the casino in Boston or in Massachusetts has reopened a few months ago. And I had the opportunity to go there this particular weekend, and this opened up as an opportunity, and I said, I haven't been there since 2019, and that was only for dinner, and I think we played for 10 minutes, but before that it was probably 2 years before that, but that I came down, and they have a huge bingo hall here where they do certain events, bingo event. They play bingo here every day, but they have certain events throughout the year. Around the 4th of July, they do one called their Firecracker Bingo, where the blackout bingo, or what we call here in the East a coverall, pays $1 million cash
For a bingo game?
for a bingo game.
Whoa.
And I sat in a number of years ago. And I think it was about $500 to get in, to get your bingo cards and buy your extra.
$500.
I think it was $500 to get in, buy your bingo strips, and everything that you need for the game. But every regular game that they played paid $30,000.
Wow.
So if you won a single game, you would have won $30,000. So there was a group of friends that used to come with us all the time. We would come here maybe once or twice a month, drive down, and they would have a special, St. Patrick's Day bingo or Memorial Day bingo. But the Firecracker bingo, the 4th of July one, was the big one. And we were here for that game. B2 was the number that I was waiting for $30,000. And it was in the television screen that shows you the next number they're going to call. And somebody yelled bingo before they called that number. So I was one number. It was there in the screen. I was watching it, having a minor heart attack that I was about to get paid $30,000. And somebody yelled bingo. And one of the women that was with us that day won $30,000. She won a bingo by herself.
Cool.
And the grand prize on that day is $1 million in cash. And that day it went to one winner. One winner. A blackout bingo, or what we call again a coverall. $1 million.
Golly.
And they count it out right there in front of you.
Oh my gosh.
It's scary.
Yeah, it is.
But exciting. And there's probably close to, I want to say, 5,000 people in this bingo hall. There's a lot of people. So the odds of winning are very high or low. Your chances of winning are low to have that many people. And I can remember one time playing a bingo, and if you win $1,199, there's no taxes. They just pay that out in cash. You don't have to pay any taxes on $1,199 on bingo. And I won a game that paid $1,199. However, if you have multiple winners, they split the $1,199 pot for that game amongst all of the winners. I split $1,199 with 351 people. So the minimum that they have to pay out is $10. So I got a $10 bill. So those are the only times I've ever won bingo. I waited that one time for $30,000, and then I won an $11.99 game and split it with 350 other people. But it can be exciting. And you're sitting around a table, and I think at that time I was a smoker. So, we're like puffing on the cigarettes and no alcohol allowed. But, playing bingo and yakking it up with a bunch of friends and those types of games, those big games. You would think there'd be a lot of, because bingo is kind of an older person game, and it's everybody. When it's for $1 million, everybody's there, 18 years and up. So it's quite a mix of a crowd. And in fact, there's a TV show. I think it's called Impractical Jokers.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with this?
Yeah.
They actually did a show here at Foxwoods. And they had one of the guys, and I can't remember which one. I think it was Sal. And they had him playing bingo, and he would yell bingo when he didn't have it. And when you do that, they have to stop the game and they have to verify it. Then they say, no,
Right.
That's not a bingo. So every time they call the number, the guys are in the back room on the microphone going, "Yell bingo," and you could see him sweating in the seat, and all of these older ladies are like yelling at him and get him out of here, and you don't know what you're doing. And he was just so embarrassed. And then they did something some crazy thing out at the pool here. So it's quite a facility. They have a thing. I saw this when I came in. I read about this recently, but I saw it when I came in. They have a zip line. Is that when you strap yourself into this crazy thing and you slide down this very thin wire?
Yeah, you're like on a pulley thing on the wire.
Yeah. They have one on the top of this hotel, which I think this hotel is almost 30 stories. And it goes about a mile into the woods.
Oh, cool.
And these people, you think it's cool. These people are up there. If you put me up there, I take the whole damn hotel down. They like, you want to go on there? We just strap you in. I'm going, no. What are you afraid you're going to, that the rope's going to break? I said, oh, I know it's going to break. It's fine. It's like this nylon. It's this very heavy duty thing. And I said,
I don't want to hear nylon.
Well, now, whatever
steel
it is.
Cable. Okay.
It might be steel.
I don't want nylon. Oh man, we just bought this clothesline at the hardware store.
whatever it is, it could be. It's probably a steel cable. But they're like, it's not going to break. It's like, you're going to be fine. It's like, yeah, I'm going to take the top of the hotel off if I hook up on this thing. Give me a little more. Let me lose some weight. No, I'm not a heights guy. I'm afraid of heights. You will not strap me to a single wire 30 stories up and then just say, good luck. Because you would hear the screaming back in Boston from me. People, you run into the funniest people sometimes here. When I was coming up to do this show, there was a couple of folks in the elevator. And I'm guessing they might have been husband and wife. And I was, we're just standing on the little social distant square they have now in these elevators. And I can overhear him saying to her, "What do you mean you lost $300? And she says, "You lost $6,000. He says, "I know how to gamble." Yeah, you see crazy things like that. There was a couple guys, I think they were buddies. It was at the casino in Everett, outside of Boston, not too long ago. I stayed there one night, and I get again in the elevator, and the guy, young guys, maybe in their 20s, and one buddy he had his other buddy up against the corner of the elevator, and he's got his hands wrapped around his neck, saying, "Give me that freaking money I told you never to give me." So that's why we are here at Foxwoods doing this remote show.
Yeah, when I went, it amazed me just how much, like you said, the zip line. I mean, just the amount of other things that you could just not even gamble, but go there for a weekend and have an awesome time. It seems like, go swim or eat at the buffet like 3 times a day, or go zip line, So that I did not realize that there were so many other things, that were a part of that.
Yeah, there's a go-kart track here. There's a huge pool, at least one. There may be more than one, but I know there's a big pool that in the summertime they have these Sunday afternoon pool parties with music and drink specials and things like that. I don't know how many restaurants are on the property. There's a ton of them. My favorite is Junior's, which is based out of Brooklyn, New York. They have some of the most delicious meals. My favorite is the turkey dinner. I love turkey. They also have the best cheesecake you'd ever taste, and they're known for that. They're known for their cheesecake, and they have a pastrami. But anyway, here back in at Foxwoods, there's several theaters. There's a huge theater with some entertainment, like Jerry Seinfeld and Dave Chappelle are coming or have been here before.
Cool.
I saw Aziz Ansari here. about 2 years ago. I saw Jerry Seinfeld play here. And then in another theater, which was the original casino, they've expanded this incredibly in I think their 20th anniversary in 20 years. In the original theater, which was opened by Frank Sinatra,
Okay.
he was the first performer here. But I've seen bands like Alabama. I've seen Jay Leno, Brad Paisley. They actually did a Price is Right show here and a Wheel of Fortune show here. All these different things that come here. There's an arcade here for people who aren't into gambling, or if you have children. Nightclubs, some big nightclubs here, dance clubs. All of these things are shuttered right now because of the pandemic, but when things are at full blast, you're right. You could come here and spend a weekend and never bet a dollar, never
Yeah.
touch a game, never play a slot. It's like Vegas. If you've ever been to Las Vegas, so many
I have
different
not.
shows. You could go to Vegas and eat like a king, see a number of shows, and again, never bet a buck. Enough about me. Are you ready for the cap and gown? As
We'll
this
cross
show,
that bridge when we get there.
yeah, there's no reason it's not going to happen, right?
Unless I just screw up horribly in between now and then. But no, I take it one day at a time and just try to do my best every day. I don't always live up to that, but I just take it one day at a time, and then before you know it, it'll be here. So
Have you started the application process for jobs?
yeah, I'm working on that now. So yeah, I'm working on that and getting all that information in. And we'll see. Hopefully, I'll be employed somewhere. Maybe in a couple months, or who knows? Sometimes they employ people right up to the start of school day. So, but we'll see.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that and keep us informed. We've got some texts from folks who have congratulated you on passing the test and wishing you the best.
Well, thank you.
So we'll keep our listeners informed. Speaking of our listeners, we have now reached Asia Pacific. We have some listeners there. Welcome to our listeners over in Asia Pacific. We hope you enjoy what you hear. Try to bring you the best podcasts out there. Right, Erich?
We'll try.
We don't always succeed, but we do have fun doing this. That's for sure. Let's see, what else is going on? We have some guests coming up to talk about paranormal. We talked about this, I think, on our last episode. We have some guests that are going to, a guest is going to come on and talk about some paranormal stuff. I'm really kind of looking forward to that. I'm intrigued at what this is all about. Dreams and seances and things like that. Should be an interesting show.
Yeah.
And then I think we mentioned the guest who's going to talk about wet shaving razors and a collection. And what's interesting about, I never would have guessed that people pay top dollar for shaving razors. So I'm kind of excited to have the guest come on and tell us all about that and how he got started and why people pay the money that they do. Why is it such a big collection thing? There's some wonderful stories behind it, I'm sure. Maybe it was King Henry shaving razor or something,
Yeah, a buddy of mine, he's kind of into some of that stuff. And but my buddy Phil, he's started now. He doesn't do like the old school with the razor blade and the single blade, where I don't know what that's called. So I guess I'll get informed when we have our episode on that. But But yeah, he's kind of switched razors and used one of like an old school single blade kind of thing, and
like a straight edge.
yeah, I think so. I can't remember, but he said that, because he used to get like bumps um on his skin from, the using the razor or whatever, and he said that he gets like this super clean shave with that, no bumps or anything.
Yeah.
So some people swear by that stuff.
Well, I guess we'll hope will enlighten us. I'm sure on the different types of razors and uh, and the whole collection of razors, his collection and other people's collections or whatever they have out there. Did you ever collect anything as a kid?
Oh yeah, I'm 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 a history nerd. Of course, I collected stuff. Um, yeah, my thing was always like World War II stuff, um, helmets, equipment, stuff like that. That's what I was into as a kid. Was all all the military stuff.
Interesting. You wouldn't know that many kids would be into collecting that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Helmets like
well,
daggers and things like that, or like any kind of weapons. Or
some.
Mhm.
When I was a kid, the Band of Brothers miniseries, the HBO miniseries came out. And of course, Saving Private Ryan came out before that. But that really sparked my interest into a lot of World War II stuff and military stuff. And of course, with the reenactment stuff too, you end up getting a lot of gear. So I was always into that. But
Now, have you kept some of this stuff over the years, or have you?
some of it I've kept, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, that is. It's cool. It's unusual. Again, for somebody young to have collected that stuff. Usually kids. I think most of the kids that I knew collected things like baseball cards or sports cards and things.
Yeah,
I think I had family members collected stamps. I was a collector of like Springsteen stuff.
yeah,
CDs, cassettes, records, exclusive kinds of things. They used to have these vinyl, they called them picture discs, and they were playable vinyl, but they had photos on them in the vinyl, or they may have had different shapes. I have one now that was Bruce Springsteen's Pink Cadillac song, and the actual disc is in the shape of a pink Cadillac. And it's playable. You could put it on a turntable, put a needle on it, and it will play Pink Cadillac. But it's in the shape of a pink Cadillac. And I can't remember collecting too many other things. I know we used to go looking for bottles, old bottles we'd find, and then we'd look at the year, and then you'd go. This was before the internet, and you'd go to the library and you'd get a book out, and you'd look at was this bottle worth something? And then find out it was a Pepsi bottle or something that somebody had thrown out of a car window. But I can't remember collecting anything of any real value. I still have a bunch of crap in the house. Old wrestling magazines when I was into the professional wrestling and used to go to the Garden once a month and see the show. I kept like almost all of the programs that we bought. So I still have that National Geographic that I think my father had collected. So I still have a bunch of those, but never really collected anything of any value, unless that stuff is valuable to somebody. But it'll be interesting to hear about the shaving razor collection and kind of the
yeah,
history behind it all. Anyway, so we have come to the end of the show. We could go on for another half hour.
yeah.
But we'll
But we
probably
ought not. Yeah.
we don't want to put anybody to sleep. So I think we'll wrap it up and in the next couple of weeks, we should have those guests joining us, as well as some other interesting shows for our listeners as well. If you, the listener, have some interesting topic you'd like to discuss or know somebody that would be a great guest on our show, you can let us know by sending us an email to itsanothersundaypodcast at gmail.com. I think that's it, my friend. I'm going to say adios to you and Godspeed to Glenn, and to you, a final word.
Roll with the changes.
It's Another Sunday Podcast. It's produced by Erich and Gerry. Technical advisor, Tom Bilodeau. Music composed and performed by Tom Blaze. Check out Tom Blaze's YouTube channel at Tom Blaze. That's going to do it for another episode of It's Another Sunday Podcast. Thanks for listening.